Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We're coming to you with Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie.
I've come far in my pronunciation, young master.
Quinta Ruban,
Young
12-year-old and the new 14-year-old.
You don't like me going long on these because we're going to test it! I know how to pronounce it style. All right, we're in. Quinta. I like
Ruban.
what you're doing. Quinta
Ruban. Quinta Ruban.
So when I tried this when we were just young little whiskey Padawans, I, from memory, thought I got iron.
I think so too. I remember that. Now, okay, so old Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban is 12 years old.
Yeah.
Port cask finished.
Which I love port.
Bottled at 46% ABV.
That's what we like.
This has been discontinued.
Yeah.
They got rid of the 12-year-old. Can you believe it? But in a strange twist of fate,
Twist it, baby. Twist it.
they released a 14-year-old Quinta Ruban.
What happened? It's like
How many people though? If you've got a 12-year-old statement, they're either going younger or non-age statement.
Sure, right.
In a strange twist of fate, they've amped it up.
Boom.
12-year.
Yeah.
We can do a 14.
Yeah. 5 months later, they're going to be like, we got a 17.5 year, baby.
So, 14-year-old Quinta Ruban, brand new, also 46% ABV. Grab the boxes real quick right there. If you're out and you're shopping and you're hunting,
That's
new one,
the new one.
the new 14 is in a green box and has a green label.
Oh.
The old one that's been discontinued, maybe you want to pick it up to hold on to it.
Even though it's 12, it's a
Maybe
-2.
Maybe it becomes a collector's edition.
Never
it's in
collect.
black packaging.
Collector sipper.
So, we're going to find out which one. Are they the same? Are they different?
Can't be.
Should you pick up the new one?
And I keep dropping it, moving it around, but we've got Sipper Social Club coin here.
Yep.
This
Jeremy
back thing.
over at Sipper Social Club. He's on YouTube. Check him out. Doing a great job. Got some coins for sale.
Great job. Help him out. Keep the show.
Of our coins, though, for this review, I do have 077 and 082.
I've got 071, 075.
So we had a new batch that came in.
We did.
We've
It's
sold
got the
all
stamp.
of the extra ones, and we're back. If you have not if you haven't reordered your existing number, they're up for grabs now. So
Up for grabs.
we have the 12-year-old. The old version is on our right. The 14-year-old version, the brand new one, is on our left.
For a second there, sounded like you said virgin. I'm going right. I just knew you wanted right.
Actually, I got a hint of char.
You mentioned that we were at one of our buddies, their neighborhood, which is a great neighborhood, has their own little whiskey tasting club.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a neighborhood that has a good whiskey tasting club? And they had this there.
A little bit of a pinkish tint to both of them.
We'll just say Derek. Derek. A pinkish tint.
But we hadn't had they were having port finished whiskeys is what they were having. So they had the Quinta Ruban. And
you just went all
I hadn't had it for
dizzy on nose.
I hadn't had it for a long time, and when I tried it, I was like, that's pretty stinking good. But you're just going right in on the tasting, I guess.
I did.
On the 12. Sweet. I mean, you get the raspberries, some of the fruits.
Get it on the palate too.
On the
A
nose.
little bit of tropical.
I'll go in on the palate as
And
well.
then I'm going nose. We're reversing. Reversing the stream. Yeah, I get the tropical, sweeter stuff on the nose. Oddly a little dry, maybe a little nutty flavor on the nose even.
We did crack these ahead of time. We poured them. They both opened at the same time. Neither one's been open longer than the other. We opened them a little bit ago. They've been getting some air. We poured them before the show. Let them get a little bit of air, breathe a little bit.
So what you're saying is we let them get a little bit of air.
Looking at them,
I keep putting Social Sip Club.
the 12-year-old, the old edition, almost looks darker than the 14-year-old does. Or is that just the angle of the light that I'm looking at?
No, it looks a little darker. I mean, it's barely. But yeah, there's like some depth, some murky depth there. Murky
The
depth.
12, the old 12 is very nice.
good.
Nice palate. It's sweet. Maltiness and fruitiness.
I get a rind, fruit rind, or dark cherry rind.
Yeah. Okay.
And I do get the malty wrapped in there. which is why I love the barley. I'm a single malt fan, American, Scottish, whatever. You got the shirt and the coin stamp. Boom, boom, baby. Boom, boom.
The port finish, very nice. Your raspberries, some of your lighter berries, lighter fruits. Little bit of dark chocolate.
Get that.
Caramels. Very nice. We should. That is one that I should have around more often. I can tell you that much.
You should have a round more often. Do you mean a round, like multiple drinks more often, or just in the general vicinity?
Just in the general vicinity.
I want to know, has your wife warmed up to these yet, these ports? She's into the Irish. Has she discovered?
No.
Okay. Still undiscovered country.
Nose, very similar, if any difference.
I get a little more, is it a higher ABV? I get a little bit more of a sting.
Both 46%.
Okay.
In both.
The name jumps out more. As far as labeling goes, I kind of like the green.
Yeah, I wonder why they went with the color change and everything. You think they would have just stuck with the same label, but just changed from 12 to 14?
It's brighter. You can see it better. From a distance, it calls to you. It harkens.
I don't know. The nose is, I almost think the 12-year-old might have a little bit more depth on the nose. Might be a little bit richer.
I would tell you it does. That's weird.
They're not that far off, but I think the 12 does.
That is weird, though. You're right. The 12 almost feels like it's aged longer, like it's richer.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what the palate reveals.
Oh. I think I like this a little better. It's got a velvety, just texture-wise, it is more lively. It's a velvety wrap all the way around side cheeks, upper palate. Well, the finish seems lighter, though. The finish just whiffs away.
I wouldn't say it just whiffs away. Palate did seem fuller, almost like there was more layers to it, like it was transitioning, going through some different flavors.
Oh, wow. The open on the 12 is much more that cherry fruit rind. Juicy, even.
Yeah.
And it's got a little tang near the end. That is what I don't get here, but I get a better mouthfeel.
A little bit darker. The 12-year-old is a little bit darker, a little bit more burnt caramels. Let's see, going back to the 14.
Yeah, the open is much more subtle with the 14. Again, I like
sweeter.
the mouthfeel.
It's sweeter, it's creamier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I prefer the juice explosion, maybe not juice, the cherry rind explosion I get from the 12.
I don't know which one I prefer yet. They're both very good. A little bit different.
12.
A little bit different. The 14, well, man, I just got some tropical fruits on the tail end of the 14.
I get more of the nuttiness on the very last leg, right before the finish.
Mangoes.
On the 12?
14.
Okay, I don't get on the 14. I get more of a bitter nut. And the barley, the malted barley sliding through.
Definitely more tropical. I think maybe more of the port seems to be showing on the 12.
Definitely. That's where all that cherry rind is.
Almost like maybe the 14 isn't finished for as long. Well, no, that would be why. Most of the time your finishing is going to be the same period of time. So if this 12-year-old has been probably 10 years.
Look, they even say a bold and velvety whiskey.
Yeah.
So get the velvety.
So the 12-year-old has probably been 10 years in an ex-bourbon cask, 2 years in a port.
It says this is a chocolate boldness. Do you get a chocolate boldness on the 14?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, it's there on both of them. But the 14 is going to be 12 years bourbon, 2 years port, I'll bet you. So this has spent a little bit more time in bourbon. Seems a little bit lighter on the port finishing. Both good. That's tough. That is a tough one.
Not tough. There's no doubt I like the mouthfeel better here.
On which one? You gotta say which
14.
one.
Sorry, yeah, in case someone's listening. By the way, I still want to strip some audio and do a podcast. Just make audio. I need to figure that out. Been busy.
Really, the 14 has more layers. It has more transitions going on.
God, I don't get that.
But the 12-year-old is a little bit darker, a little bit richer. It seems like there's more port influence on the 12. But it just seems like the 14 really moves from the beginning of the palate to the finish.
You know what
like
I don't
it's just moving through different layers.
I don't get iron.
No.
So that's a bonus. All right, well, I've got nothing else. Now, velvety mouthfeel, yes. Richer, cherry, rind, juice notes, 12.
I like the 12 better as well. By 1 point.
Use the iPad.
They're
write
both,
it down. I don't even know where I'm at on these.
Yeah.
I'm below 90. I need to puzzle.
They're right there.
Not for me, but I'm harsher than you. Harder. Unless it's beaded.
I think the port finish shows is a little bit richer on the old 12-year-old. The 14-year-old though really does move through some stuff, but it's not as dark. It's
88, 85.
85 on the new one?
Yes.
88 on the 12,
yes.
85 on the 14.
Boom. Called it. Yelled it out even. Mouthfeel, if we gave an independent score, would be higher. But I don't do that. I love the velvety mouthfeel on the 14. Even the finish, it just lingers longer on the 12. I'm stunned here. All right, which one's that?
Both of them.
Just locking it in on both. They're both the same. Not
I'm
one's
doing a
better
Bart on
than
this
the
one.
other.
Yeah, they're both good.
A Bart.
They are different. I do prefer the 12 just because it does have a little bit more darker, a little bit more of that port finish going on.
But that's the interesting
But then
part.
the 14 has these more layers and transitions, but the port finish is a little bit lighter in it, but it's still,
okay.
I think, very good.
Wouldn't you say, over our 6 years almost of doing this show, that I don't think age matters as much as I used to think when I was new to this? I believe that the age statement is a bit of marketing. And this is one of the reasons why. Now, I know there might be a lot of different things going on here. But 12 to 14, I'll admit to you that I was expecting the 14 to be richer, somehow better. And I've still got to get my mind to not do that. Because I get richer flavors, mouthfeel better on 14, but my flavors seem richer with the 12. Mm-hmm. Now again, they might be doing a lot of different things.
I agree.
But I'm learning to almost discount. This is why I don't have a hang up on NASs at all.
Yeah.
At all.
So I think what it is, I think 12 years, possibly, you've got a longer bourbon cask maturation here. And a shorter port. I mean, the port finish is the same on these.
But longer bourbon.
Yeah, that longer bourbon is what is making that port seem lighter. And I'm getting more of those tropical notes. I'm getting them on the tail end especially. More mango, pineapple. It's just lighter. I prefer the darker, the little bit richer of the old 12. But both.
Let me go out on a limb here.
Good.
When I think port, I would say the 12-year-old comes closer to what my mental thought of a port is.
Mm-hmm.
The 14-year-old does not hearken me to port. So if you're expecting maybe that's a plus. You know, port's done something a little different. And that's where I think your expertise outstrips mine. You may be exactly right that 2 more years, assuming it was in a bourbon barrel for 2 more years, that might be the difference here.
They're both very good. I would
saying
actually, as I sit here sipping on both of them, going back and forth.
Do you want to give them
Both very good.
a point breakdown, like 90.2?
How about a plus or minus? Nope, I'm sticking.
Doesn't sound like you.
All right, traveling dummy.
I'm
We got an
digging
email
this.
from Greece,
Digging it.
and hopefully we don't butcher this too bad.
We're going to butcher it.
Demetris Ziatis.
I like the way you said it. Felt very 300.
Yeah, he's from Tassos.
Either way, I'm not
Tassos?
even going to try it.
A Greek island. Big fan of our reviews.
He's even on an island.
I love my whiskey journey. Till
Journey.
now, I am
Journey.
generally new for about a year. I want to personally thank Scott for the How to Build Whiskey Shelves video,
Well, that is a good thing.
which helped me a lot so I can make my own shelves. They look awesome.
They
See
do.
the photos.
It looks like I'm in your basement.
Keep up the good work, and if you are in Greece, you're always welcome in my hotel,
Oh, I
which
wanna
is the
come to
Astris Sun Hotel. Astris. I looked it up. It looks beautiful.
Really?
Astris.
Astros.
No, I think these are at his house though. These are
at his
not
house.
at the hotel.
I like his display.
And he has Glenmorangie.
His wall almost looks like your wall,
Quinta Ruban
right?
in there.
But I also, what do you see there that you covet the most? What do you covet? I see some Lagavulins. I'm at a distance.
Probably the Glen. Well, he's got Glendronings. He's got Abelauers, Dalmores.
The Dalmore, I figured you were dialing in on.
Woodfords,
One of them he's
maybe?
been working on. Look at that. He's been working on that one.
Lagavulins.
I'm loving the Lagavulins.
Glenmorangies, Glendronix,
He's even
Glengoynes,
got, is that a
Macallans.
Lagavulin Distillers edition on the far left there? What is that? Isn't that
He's
what that is?
he's a sherry fan because I mean, look at his Glenmorangies,
Sure.
Dalmores, Glendronix,
I think that's why
Abelauers,
he likes you.
Glengoynes, Macallans. Boom.
How about that? If we're in Greece and we go to an island, we can stay in a hotel with a whiskey fan.
Yep, I looked him up. He's on the the north end.
Oh, gosh, that's probably the best end. That's probably the best part of the island.
90 on both of these.
I don't even remember what I said.
I think you said 87, 85.
There you go. Sounds right.
I think.
If anybody really cares too much about my scores, I won't say yours, mine, don't. If you know my palate and my palate lines up with you or doesn't, that's about the only value you might get. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Can we see our coins? 77 and 82.
75 and 71. I love that photo. And at this point in time, we're going to scotch it. You scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.